Welcome back to the Dividend Diplomat YouTube channel, everyone. Lanny and Bert, you know us by now. This is our fourth video of the week. Lanny, we're doing something we have not done in a really long time on this YouTube channel.
Give yourself a swirly in the toilet?
Yes. What? No, that can't be right. We're talking about our dividend stock purchases, everybody. It has been a long time since we recorded this. We're talking about our purchases the week of March 13th through St. Patty's Day, March 17th. So buckle up, get ready. We dropped a boatload of capital in the market this week.
Dropping bank, literally. As banks are failing, we're dropping bank. And Bert's buying a plethora of banks here, guys. We almost hit over $3,000 invested. We'll summarize that towards the end of the video. There's a lot to cover here, guys. So we'll probably dive in, but make sure to smash that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up. It only takes 2 seconds. We're on the road to 20,000 subscribers. So you listen up, brother, because we want to give you another wrestling cameo here on our 20K subscription video.
That's right,
Bert, man. You just dropped a lot of bags, a lot of money on some bank stocks here. We got a lot to cover. How do you want to kick this off?
Let's just jump right in really fast. What was happening? The banking crisis was in full force. No one knew what was happening, which banks were going to have bank runs, and that's what caused turmoil. Started out Monday with the regional banks just getting slammed. They popped up, popped down, popped up, popped down, snip, snap, snip, snap, snip, snap, our favorite office GIF. So I'm just going to jump right in. I'm going to talk about my first purchase through all of them, which were banks. Then we'll have Lanny kind of go through some of his too. That first bank that I bought, top 20 bank, headquartered in Columbus, Ohio, home of the Ohio State University. We're talking Huntington Bank, ticker symbol HBA.
How about that basketball team?
Yeah, they were not in March Madness. They were watching it from the same place I was, on my couch. So let's talk about this. Huntington Bank, I started acquiring a few years ago. Just to give the quick history, it popped up to price over $15 per share. I was pissed that I missed out on building my position. This price tumbled. I was not missing my opportunity to continue loading up and building my Huntington Bank position. I bought them 4 separate times this week, Lanny. 4 times. On March 13th, I bought 15 shares at 11.27. 13th, later in the day, I bought 5 shares at 11.40. 15th, I bought 18 shares at 10.52. Think about that, guys. The price fell over 80 cents per share from where I had bought it some of the weeks before. And then I wasn't done, because on the 17th, I bought 21 shares at 10.35. So just to recap, everybody, the total cost of that was $632 invested in Huntington Bank last week. Income added from this, $36.58. That is so huge because they are a high yielding stock. The lowest yield YOC I had was 5.44. The highest YOC was 5.99%.
Wow.
There's one cherry on top, Landy. I caught these all before the ex-dividend date. So I'm going to get the quarterly dividend from all of these purchases at the beginning of April.
Wow.
Yeah, it was heavy on Huntington Bank. I now own 200 shares. So I'm very pumped up about that. But that wasn't just me. I wasn't the only one putting a lot in on that first day. Lanny, why don't you tell us about some of your Monday purchases along with your regular weekly purchases too?
All right, guys, let's just dive in. We'll hit them fast. We'll hit them hard with the every day, every week dividend stock purchases my wife and do. Yes, we're talking about the Vanguard trifecta, you betcha, NBA Jam style. Vanguard's VYM, high dividend yield ETF. I grabbed, over 3 shares in total over the week. It was about $320. My wife bought 2 shares at 101.88. My average purchase price was 101.89. She got me by that darn penny.
Newman.
But in total, we added about $17 in forward income there at an average yield of 3.25% on VYM. If you hadn't seen our tweets or anything like that, VYM's Q1 dividend of 23 was over 8% higher than Q1 of 22. So that little extra juice was nice to add to the income total. And then, as you guys know, I instituted the Dividend Appreciation ETF, or VIG, from Vanguard. And I've been doing $40 a day, but then I also trickled in an extra 20 whopping dollars. So $220 total at an average price of $147.74, or 1.4891 shares at $4.42 at a yield of 2%. And then, as you guys know, the S&P 500 ETF VOO. I know there's a lot of fun challenges going on out there. Kudos to everybody else doing it. I do $60 a day, plus I kicked in, similar to VIG and actually VYM. I kicked in an extra $20 throughout the week. $320 total invested at an average price of $356.30. Didn't grab a full share, but 0.8981 added $5.34 at an average yield of 1.67%. So in total, added $26.76, across about $1,063.
Saying you crossed $1,000 into Vanguard ETFs alone. Congrats on that alone, Lanny. But the beauty of it is you didn't stop there, and we'll come back to you here in a minute to hear about the rest of your purchases. I'm going to rip through two other community banks. One's a super community bank. One's a little bit larger that I bought. I've had positions in these, and I just added to them last week. 13th, I added 9 shares total of Fulton Bank, ticker symbol FULT. They're $20 billion plus. Like Huntington Bank, I started a position. I pulled in 2022. I pulled back. Price fell. I finally had another chance to add to it. The first purchase was at 1441. The second purchase was at 1462. 9 shares total, adding $130 to my position, or forward income $5.4 from that. The average yield was about 4.14% on that. So again, another high yielding community bank was added there. The next one was the one that we wrote about on Seeking Alpha, the one that I've been adding to recently. Quickly, I've been adding to this one. Premier Financial Corp, the great Ohio community bank that's nearly $10 billion in assets. We added 15 shares of this. On the 13th, we bought 6 shares at $20.37. And on the 16th, we bought 9 shares at $21.64. So in total, we added $316.98 to PFC. Income added $18.60. Again, because this is a high yielding stock. In total, it's probably a little under 6% was my YAC from Premier. So now with this, I'm pumped about one thing. I own over $1,000 in each one of these positions. We own 68.673 shares of Fulton, 47 shares of Premier Financial Corp. So I'm building to larger positions like I said I wanted to at the beginning of the year.
Bert said he was going to do it, and he's out there doing it. It's simple as that, Bert. Man, you are just stacking. That is a ton of income, a ton of yield. Goodness gracious. My gosh, heavens to Betsy. Insert any sort of phrase line right here. And that's the bottom line, because Bert said so.
Yeah, they're saying Intel who? All right, exactly. So let's talk about some of your other purchases here, Lanny.
Yeah, let's do it, guys. So we'll get into some of the more individual stocks here now that we got rid of the ETF part of the purchase video here. So what I've been buying as well throughout the week, again, it kind of varied throughout the week. I was buying about 8 shares total of Hormel, ticker symbol HRL, the Dividend King, at an average rate of about $38.85, at $8.80. Again, people are eating food that's more than likely not going anywhere. And it's always hard to buy Hormel at a good yield. And I felt like this was the right time. The dividend growth rate's usually between 5 and 8%. So, very consistent. So I added, took time to add there.
Beautiful. Love it. What else were you adding to?
These are all current positions. I added 1 share of WestRock, ticker symbol WRK. I just have some sort of love for the pizza box company. Bought them at $27.89, added a whole $1.10 at a yield of just under 4%. Then, kind of based on my last video, I did end up buying the 2 shares of Viatris, ticker symbol VTRS, putting my money where my mouth is. Bought them at $9.50 each at a total cost of a big $19, added $1, almost $1 to my dividend total at 5%.
Every dollar counts. Let's go. Let them know.
Then for this round, to top it off, CVS. Bought 1 share of CVS at $75.43, added $2.42 at a yield of 3.21%, because why the heck not?
Why not? That's beautiful. So just a bunch of small hitting, building your positions you have with Hormel, WestRock, Viatris, and CVS.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, $433 invested there across those 4 stocks. Total dividend was about $13 and change. But Bert, I'm going to toss this one back to you, because you've got another bank roundup here.
Yep, I'm just going to end it. These were our last purchases for the week. We just built the same positions in my wife's portfolio like you were talking about. Citibank, 2 shares at $45.98, $91.95 invested. Income added $4.08, a nice 4.44% yield. Come on, you guys know I couldn't not buy it. The non-dividend stock that we have in my wife's portfolio, SoFi, ticker symbol SoFi, added 11 shares on the 13th. 10 of them were at 523. One of them was at 549. Just continue growing that position. We now own 1,100 shares of SoFi.
1,100 shares. I hope to God it gets $100 a share for you, but man.
God help me too. I hope so as well. So why don't you end your round out your purchases here, Lanny?
All right, here's my big tiptoeing into banking, guys. I bought one share of Provident Financial. Ticker symbol is PFS at $18.95. I had 96 cents in forward income there at 5.07% yield, but I almost bought one full share of eBay. I invested $40 at a $40.42 average share price, added about 99 cents or 2.47% yield. And then guys, as you'll see from the last video, we did buy one share on my wife's account of Medtronic and one of Tyson. The Medtronic was at $76.22. Good Lord. Added $2.72 at a yield of 3.57%. Then we bought one share of Tyson at $56.71. $1.92 added at a yield of 3.39%. So out of that roundup, there was about $6.59 in dividends, and total dollars invested was about 192 extra dollars.
Beautiful. So we'll put the charts up here to summarize. We bought Huntington, Fulton, Premier, Citibank, and SoFi. We had at $1,229.75. Income added $64.66 at a yield of 5.26%. Lanny, what about your purchases?
Guys, bought the Vanguard ETFs, VYM, VOO, VIG, bought Hormel, bought WestRock, bought CVS, bought Provident Financial Services, bought eBay. Ticker symbol for there is eBay. Bert loves that. Medtronic, and bought Tyson Foods. Invested $1,688.79 and added $46.64 in forward passive income at a yield of 2.76%. Hallelujah. Thank you. Good Lord. My goodness.
In total, we were just below 3,000. We combined out of $2,918.54 and $111.30 of forward dividend income. What have your purchases been recently? What stocks are you buying? Are you agreeing with our purchases, how I'm loading up on banks, but Lanny's spreading it around to Vanguard ETFs and all the other stocks in his portfolio? Let us know in that freaking comment section down there.
If you guys haven't already, subscribed to the channel, or I'll have to go the rock on your jabroni. No, I'm just kidding, guys. But you're either with us or you're against us. Bert, what other comments do you have in there?
Just keep growing our income, keep putting every dollar we can into the market. That's what it's all about.
Guys, that was Bert, the Herd, and Lanny from the Dividend Diplomats. Over and out.